'Cause I'm a spaceman, rocket ship, and your heart's the moon. My name is Ryan, this is Gamerstherapy, and if you don't know that by now, I don't know where the hell you've been. In this video, I'm going to talk about your inner demon / your inner critic. It all depends on your mindset and who you are as a person, what you believe, I guess. Everybody has an inner demon or inner critic. They try to avoid it, but it's always there. Now, if you're wondering what is an inner demon or inner critic, right? It's that voice inside of your head that is continuously telling you that you are not good enough. You're pathetic, you're worthless, nobody loves you. The voice that you have in your head obviously is simply you. The inner demon, the inner critic is you. And while it can tear you down, you have to learn to acknowledge the thoughts that it's saying, but step back from it and say, okay, hold on, where is this thought coming from? And why is that thought there? You know, that way you can really analyze what is actually going on inside your emotions. And that's really important. Depression Talks with Emmanuel, check the video above. And he talks about how your negative thinking is going to skew every perspective of life, which is obviously true. And your inner demon or your inner critic goes hand in hand with this. Your inner critic is not a separate voice, all right? Your inner critic, your inner demon is you. You are your own worst enemy. You are your own worst critic. Automatically and subconsciously, when you are dissing yourself, you are going to start believing these negative thoughts that you're saying. If you keep saying that you're worthless, you're really going to believe that you're worthless. And I found that in my experience, if I actually believe that, dude, people can pick up on that, all right? They can see it. Have you ever noticed that when you have a good day and you're confident, like everything seems to go well, people are kind of more jovial around you? I find that if I'm much more relaxed and much more bubbly and I don't have the weight of the world on my shoulders, everything is going fine. People like me, I like them, I can talk even though I don't want to, but I'm able to do it. That is maintaining your inner critic and knowing if what your inner voice, your inner demon, your inner critic, whatever, knowing if what it is saying to you or what you're saying to yourself is true or not. Go take a break and acknowledge the thoughts that you have. Sometimes when you're doing that, you could still be in like a major funk. When you go and find your tree, you will be able to distinguish between an irrational thought and a rational thought. Look, having your inner demon or your inner critic is not a bad thing, all right? In fact, one should actually embrace that side of you. Now that is a lot easier said than done. That is something that I am still battling with. My critical thinking, my inner demon, my inner voice even has a friggin' name thanks to an hallucination I had before my breakdown. I call him Lloyd, and Lloyd has a lot of power over me still. Sometimes it can be quite scary, especially when I start having whirlwind thoughts. So I can tell you all these great advices. Please do not think that I've got my shit together, because I really, really don't. It all falls apart nearly every second day, alright? This is why I'm doing the YouTube thing. Trying to help other people, help me. It's all a helping thing. Point is that what you got to try and do, and what I need to try and do, is embrace the inner voice, the inner critic, the inner demon, because it is you, and it might be a part of you that you're just kind of suppressing. Like, say, I mean, if you're always a nice person and people are walking over you and you don't want to cause a thing, you know what, that's going to give rise to some shitty emotions inside you, and it's going to come out in negative ways. Maybe in your personal relationship, one day you're going to snap at the workplace and everybody's going to think you're a dick and it was over something nothing. You know, that kind of stuff happens. And it's important to know, though, that that doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a bad guy or anything like that, or a bad woman or a bad girl, whatever. I'm just saying guy because I'm a dude. So no offense to ladies, this applies to all humanoids. You got to learn to control those things. You got to learn to maintain them and come to a conclusion whether the thought is real or if it's a fabrication in your mind that you have created. I'm going to give an example like text messaging. It's so ambiguous. You don't know what somebody's tone is, and you might read something different, and the other person didn't mean it in a way that you've taken it completely. It happens to me all the damn time. Point of this video: if you have your inner demon, if you have your inner voice, your inner critic, make sure you don't let it overwhelm you. And at the times that it feels like it is, stop. All right, hit the brakes. Think about the thoughts that are coming in. Think about what the thought is saying. All right, I kind of visualize it. See it in your head. This helps me. I pretend that my thought is a separate person who is saying the shit to me, creating a villain inside your head for you to overcome. Imagine that you can see those words. Imagine somebody saying it to you and dissect that. Look at it and really look at it and go, am I worthless? Does this thought warrant me being worthless? What have I done that has made me so completely worthless? 9 times out of 10, I say 9 times because there probably is a 1% chance that you're a dick and maybe you deserve some thought. But 9 times out of 10, it's an irrational thought. You're thinking that because you feel bad, and it's not the other person's fault that you feel that way either. Unless you're in an abusive relationship, then maybe. Think about everything that you've done in your life and how you've gotten to this point. Everything that you've done during the day. Have you been worthless throughout the day? Has anybody else told you that you're worthless? No. So if nobody's actually told you that you're worthless, or if nobody has said anything like this, it doesn't exist. That means you've created it. Until somebody says something like that to you, like if I'm saying to you, you are worthless, it's not there, it's not real, it doesn't exist. No one has put that into the fabric of our reality. That's it. Learn to control those thoughts, or learn to acknowledge those thoughts, and make sure that it doesn't overrun your life or overrun who you are. And don't let it get into your head that you are worthless, because as Emmanuel said, when you start believing those things, your whole outlook on life is going to be more negative than what you intended. And you might overlook opportunities, you might think something differently about somebody else who might just be speaking to you in a very nice way, but because you're in a crap mood, it's so different. With a negative lens, everything looks different and skewed, and it's hard to remove that lens. Hell, I still walk around with a negative lens most of the time, but I can see the cracks in my lens now, at least, So, tip of the day: critical thinking, your inner voice, your inner demon, is you. Learn to be aware of what you are saying to yourself and change it accordingly. When a crap thought comes into your head, or an irrational thought comes into your head, acknowledge it and let it pass. If it's 3 days worth, like in my case, it's okay. It will be okay. It will pass eventually. You're eventually going to watch something funny on YouTube, maybe this video, and go like, hey, this guy's talking sense. Talking sense? Is that correct English? This guy's speaking sense. I don't know. That is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at gamerstherapy. And I do have a question for you. In the last video, I asked what your favorite artist was. For this video, I would like to find out, do you suffer from some form of mental health disorder? Do you suffer from depression, anxiety, bipolar, any mental health disorder? I'd just like to find out what kind of group I've got brewing here. And it is connected to the music part as well. While we're at it, let me know if any of you are gamers. Alright, and what do you play on? What is your platform? Until next time, you guys, be good to yourself, be good to each other.